What's up, guys? So back with another video for this week. Now I've titled this video, are you missing the forest through the trees? Or in other words, are you focused and concentrating on the bigger picture? Or are you perhaps spending a little bit too much time worrying about kind of the finer details and arguably the things that don't have the most profound impact on the end result? Now, for the most part in this video, we're speaking with regards to nutrition. So I hope that this video will shed some light on that bigger picture and the things that you should be looking at doing consistently day in and day out. And hopefully there'll be some simple takeaways, or there'll be some stuff that you can go away and try and work on that will help you in your pursuit of your end result. So the reason I wanted to put this video together, guys, I think as I touched on at the start, is that I feel people get way too hung up on those finer details. So, and I'm probably going to hazard a guess and say we've all been guilty of this at some point, myself included in that. Examples like, perhaps pinning all your hopes on supplements and thinking that they're going to be the difference maker, or obsessing about nutrient timing and when you ingest certain foods and in what quantities. Or it is a really common one, especially amongst guys, is that they kind of overemphasize that post-workout window and the fact if they don't have a shake within X amount of seconds of finishing their last rep that they're going to lose all their gains. It's, they've kind of lost sight of the bigger picture. So, and the problem with that is that you end up prioritizing those little things so much that when you don't do them, you get hung up on it and you think that you've kind of failed, and you end up kind of blaming like your lack of results on those finer details. Well, I think if you get to that stage, you probably maybe lost sight, or it's certainly drifted out of focus, that bigger picture. And you just need to get back to thinking about the things that have the most profound impact on the end result, be it changes in body composition, and kind of work at meeting those consistently, appropriately, and doing them on an individual basis. So let's talk about this bigger picture. Now for that, I'm going to bring in the whiteboard at this point. Hopefully you guys can see that. Now, I can't take credit for this pyramid. It's something I've adopted from another coach, and that coach was Eric Helms. Now, Eric took the time to put together a great, I think it was a 6-part YouTube series video that looked at each level of the pyramid in much more detail than we're going to discuss now. But essentially what you're looking at there, it's a pyramid with obviously a rank of importance from 1 to 5. And what we're saying, guys, is that you need to have a good understanding of level 1 before we even move on to levels 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the examples I gave earlier, when people rely on supplements, it totally, in this instance, negates the energy balance and what they consume over the course of 24 hours, because they're focusing way too much on level 5 before they've even got an understanding of level 1. The same with obsessing about kind of when we ingest food, so nutrient timing and frequency. And that would be meal frequency, so how many meals we have over the course of the day. Again, without an understanding of energy balance and what you require to fuel your body and your training needs in relation to the goal it is you're training for, be it losses in body fat, which generally speaking will need to be in a caloric deficit, or gains in lean muscle tissue, which again generally speaking will need to be in some kind of caloric surplus. So the analogy I like to use about energy balance is, imagine going to the petrol station, filling your car up with fuel, but you don't know how much you put in. So you've no idea how long that fuel is going to last and where it's going to get you to. So again, without an understanding of energy balance, we can't move on to the next level of the pyramid. And the next level on the pyramid, guys, is going to be a macronutrient composition of the diet. Also included with that is going to be a suitable fibre intake. So what we're saying is, once we have a decent understanding of energy balance or caloric intake you need to support you towards your training goal, we can then look to form a suitable macro breakdown. So that is the proportion of protein, carbs and fats that are going to help you towards your training goal. Now obviously there's a lot of individual variance there that will need to be adjusted based on a lot of things beyond the scope of this video again. But again, that macronutrient composition is there to be met over the course of the day, rather than thinking about specific timing of when you ingest certain foods. So you can see that nutrient timing is level 4. So in relation to the video, and we're speaking not missing the forestry of the trees. So the trees in this instant, guys, would be, for instance, like supplements or nutrient timing and frequency, and the forest would be the energy balance and the macronutrient breakdown within that energy balance. So it's kind of, don't lose sight of those two things when you're looking to develop your pyramid. We always refer back to those two things first of all, because the likelihood is that they'll have the most profound impact on the end result. So I'm going to put this away. So I hope that by using that pyramid, guys, it's giving you a chance to perhaps reassess that bigger picture in relation to where you are with using nutrition towards your training goal. Remember, we always come back to those bottom two levels of that pyramid and the bigger picture, the forest in this instance, and we don't focus on the finer details or the trees. I'm going to say a couple of things to end this video. So all I'm going to say is, don't stress too much over the stuff you can't control. Really focus and be attentive towards being consistent and applying those things as best you can. Make changes and adjustments where necessary, because arguably you're not going to hit the nail on the head straight away with caloric estimations and you know, guessing intakes and things like that. Those things will need to be adjusted based on level of success, preferences, adherence, so on and so forth. And be patient with the process, guys. It takes time. It takes time for you to get that nailed down and for you to meet those two things consistently. We spoke about being consistent in the previous video, but just be patient with the whole process. So guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. We appreciate it. If you liked the video and if you're able to take something away from it, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please feel free to leave some comments or questions below, and we'll do our best to get back to you as well. And until next time, guys, take it easy.